Hey everybody! I'm sorry, I've been wanting to do that for a long time. This Straight Saturday video, we're going to take a look at a really cool tool from the folks at Smith & Wesson. That is the large rifle tool. That's coming up next on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So, I'm sorry, I could not resist that little homage to David Pearson and Fun in the Woods at Really Big Monkey 1 YouTube channel. If you haven't seen David's channel, I would highly encourage you to check it out. David, not only is he a fellow Georgian, but he's a great guy. I actually had the pleasure of meeting him at Blade Show a couple years ago, and he's just as nice in person as he is on camera. David makes some really cool videos. He's really resourceful and creative. He makes a lot of cool gear himself. Just really interesting. I will say, go ahead and get yourself a nice cup of coffee or something to drink when you sit down to watch his videos, because David does not make short videos, but he makes very engaging and entertaining and informative videos. But here I am rambling on about another really cool YouTube channel, and what we really want to talk about today is the Smith & Wesson SWRT-1 large rifle tool. And first of all, thanks to the folks at Straight and Smith & Wesson for sending me this so I can show it to you. And I got to tell you that I played with this thing just a little bit, and really I think it is, based upon my just very fast initial use of it, a very handy tool to have. It's got some really cool features, and so instead of me continuing to ramble, let's take it down to the old stump top, and we'll get to doing some of that rifle tool stuff. Okay, so let's move the rifle out of the way for a minute, because actually I'm going to do a repair on this thing real quickly using the tool. We'll see how well it actually works, but we'll go over the specs and details of this thing pretty quick, and then we'll try it out. So this is the Smith & Wesson SRWT-1, and it's called the large rifle tool. And it's got a lot of features packed into this little kit here, bundle, whatever you want to call it. Let me pull up the specs here on the old phone. So first of all, it's made out of 4034 stainless steel, so pretty tough stuff there. Features, just go down the list. Let me pull this stuff out of here first. So it's got some tools, punches, and different type tools that are kind of in these little rubber holders here. We'll pull those out. Let me get you pine straw out of the way here. You can see these. We'll pull those out of there, and man, my hands are kind of cold. And then kind of push the rubber holder through the bit. So it's got like some wrenches here. Those come right out, and then we got some different things here, so we'll take a look at that. So first of all, it says it has a scope adjustment tool. I'm assuming this is this little screwdriver here. It says windage and elevation. It's a very nice, precise, looks like about a 1/4-inch screwdriver. It has a choke tube wrenches, which are here, different size choke tube wrenches, which is very handy to have. It has an oxygen tank valve. You know, I guess I don't really know what that has to do with firearms or guns, but it's just a feature they can put on there, I guess, that doesn't cost them anything extra to do. They make a hole and square, so you can definitely use it. It could come in handy if you're trying to have any kind of reason to turn the oxygen tank on. It also has a 4mm bit driver, which is here, and it actually the bits that comes with the tool fit right in there. One thing I like about these little bits is they've got this little detent button here just to kind of stop them so they don't fall all the way through when you slide them in, which I think is pretty cool. It just makes it a little added feature. It probably adds a little cost, but it's definitely worthwhile. One of the things I really like about this tool is it's got a front sight adjustment for an AR sight. So basically it's got the 2 pins that you, and we'll look at that, but I know a lot of times you can use the end of the like a 5.56 cartridge, but this just makes it really easy. And it's got a nice, they're pretty sharp where it catches the little tabs, and I'll show you that in a minute. It's got a cover for it. It has a gut hook, so if you need to skin something while you're out here with your hunting with your gun. It has a bottle opener, because why not, right? See, it has a broadhead wrench here for several different configurations of broadheads right there. So it has a buffer tube wrench, which is here. Then it has flash hider wrenches with a couple different flash hider sizes here. Has a 1/4-inch, 5/16, 3/8, and 7/16, and 1/2-inch box end wrenches, along with some metric wrenches on the other side from 4 through 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 12. So then you go to the little tools. It has a punch, which you can remove pins with, which is really nice to have sometimes. A couple of different size Phillips heads here. Trying to keep this thing in camera from sideways view. A couple of torque sizes. It's actually got a number 19 and a number 15 torques. And then it has a 7/64 screwdriver and another little, I think this is a 4mm hex here on the end. So several, anyway, just several really cool tools here that all fit in. And then the overall weight of this tool is about 4 ounces, or for those of you still stuck in the old metric system, that's 113 grams. It's about 5.5 inches or 13.97 centimeters. The MSRP on this tool is $76.70, so I imagine the street price will be a little less than that. This is, I think, brand new for 2017, so it's not available in many places yet, but it will be coming very soon. So there's enough of that. That's the specs and details, kind of. So let me show you, I thought it would be worthwhile to try a couple things on the old AR-15 I got here. So when I was at SHOT Show last week, I had a chance to talk to the folks at Vortex, because I've got a Vortex strike fire here on the AR-15. And one thing I had a problem with is when I mount this optic on the regular rail on top, it gets loose really easily. So they actually said that there's a really quick fix for that. We're going to try to use this tool to do it. So I've got this thing pretty tight now. So we're going to see if we can get the a wrench on here, and actually ½ inch is not just fits it. So we'll just loosen this thing up a little bit. And it's really tight, but it fits it. Once I get it a little loose, I'll be able to use my hands. It's just really tight. I don't know if it's truly a ½ inch or what. I think I used a crescent wrench to put this thing on. We got it to that point. So what the folks at Vortex told me to do on this, and it's just a little free tip here for the video for you, is to take this, well, let's see, let's use the old screwdriver and see if we can pry this thing up here a little bit. Okay, it's actually to turn this around. For some reason, they said that would make a difference. I don't know why it should, but they said it will, so we'll turn around and see. And put the washers and lock washer back on, and put the nut back on, and try not to lose any of this stuff out here in the old pine straw. Now tighten it up. And maybe it's just the angle. Use a screwdriver and just put it in there like so. And like so. Yeah, this is really tight on the ½ inch here, but it does fit on there. So anyway, we got it tight now, and hopefully that will keep it from loosening up. And I don't know what the difference is. Apparently there's maybe just a little difference in the angle here, but that's not what this video is about. So so you can see that the wrench works pretty good. Let's see if I can get you enough of a close-up here on the front sight post to explain what I'm talking about there. So if you can see the front sight, for example, on an AR, it's just got that little pin on the very front up here that you got to push down to turn this thing. And so what a lot of people do is you just take the end of your 5.56 round, you push that down, and then it's got some little notches around it that you can put the front of the bullet in and turn it. Well, this just makes it a whole lot simpler, because it's got these two little tabs here that basically, see if I can get it, they go down around there. One of them fits in the button and pushes it down. The other one fits in the little groove, like, if you can see that, like so. And then you can just turn the whole thing. I probably did a really bad job of getting that on camera, because it's definitely hard to see with all the stuff in the way. But it does work. I can vouch for that. And then the pin punch, just another quick example, is the exact right size for the pins that maybe hold your trigger group in or whatever else. You're typically not going to need them for the takedown pins, but they'll definitely work for that too, as you can see. Real quick, the buffer tube wrench will basically hook right on there, and you can tighten or loosen up or whatever. The flu gets a Chuck Norris shot. Okay, so there you go. A quick look at the Smith & Wesson large rifle tool, and give you my thoughts on it real quick, and we'll wrap this thing up. So pros and cons. First of all, I like the fact that it is a very handy little, easy to use tool. Clips on right here. It really does give you a wide range of things that you can do with this. I really like the front sight post adjustment. That's just a very handy thing to have when you're trying to sight your rifle in. I like the choke tube wrenches. That's just, again, really cool, easy to use. Nice to have all this in one handy package. The fact that it clips on is a big plus for me, because I can clip it on inside the bag, inside my bag, you know, or outside or whatever, and it's going to stay pretty much where you put it. It's really versatile for all different kinds of marksmanship type stuff, or hunting related stuff. You got your broadhead wrenches, you got a series of different size wrenches, which are pretty, a lot of times these little slot wrenches are kind of cheesy. These are very precisely defined. I think they don't look rounded off. They got a really nice sharp defined edges on them, which I think is going to make them grab a lot better. I like the fact that it's got the flash hider wrenches. Although the flash hider on my rifle is peened on to meet barrel length requirements, it's just a very handy little tool in my opinion. Now, I will say, I didn't even mention, it's got a couple of spoke wrenches here. Not sure what relevance that has to a firearm. I really think it's just a case of they had a little real estate here they wanted to do something with, so they cut some slots in it. I don't think it hurts anything, but I definitely don't think it's going to be anything I'm going to be using. I don't know, I guess if you're bugging out with your bicycle and you're you need to tighten your spokes, you could do that. I think that's, in my opinion, that's just a case of you know, engineering overkill, we'll put it that way. Same maybe for the oxygen wrench, although I guess the reality is this could just be a good tool to have with you in case of an emergency. Primary function would be to you know, help maintain or mess with your guns, but if you did have this with you and you needed to mess with an oxygen tank for whatever reason in an emergency situation or in some sort of disaster, it's there and it's good to have. Same with the bottle opener. It's always handy to have a bottle opener. I don't think the extra features take away from any of the functionality, and they could be useful, right? So why not throw them in? So all in all, I gotta say I really like this little tool. I do think it's a very handy item to have that you can just clip on your bag, on your range bag, and it will allow you, if you're sighting your rifle in, especially like a tactical rifle, like an AR style rifle, it's going to come in very handy, and it's going to be, I think it'd be a very useful item to have. So once again, thanks to the folks at Schrade and Smith & Wesson for sending me this so I can show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for clicking that thumbs up, for sharing this video with all your friends, and thank you so very much for doing all your Amazon shopping through the Survival on Purpose links. I really appreciate the support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time. Not sure what the relevance that has, but I digress. A lot of times you can use a button,